She's live in Nashville for College Game Day ahead of tomorrow's highly anticipated matchup between Missouri and Vanderbilt.
You know that's going to be a fun one. Also ahead, a warning about a scam called ghost tapping, how you can protect yourself, especially at the cash register.
And we're going to begin with the airport troubles overnight, with ground stops caused by an IT outage at one major U.S. airline, plus staffing issues at air traffic control. Trevor Ault joins us from Newark Airport. Good morning, Trevor.
Good morning, George. So this sudden ground stop forced Alaska Airlines flight to halt nationwide for hours yesterday. An IT outage impacting their systems that forced them to cancel hundreds of flights. Some of them scrapped moments before they were set to take off. This morning, travel chaos after Alaska Airlines grounded its entire fleet because of an IT outage impacting several of their key systems. The ground stop lasting 8 hours, also affecting Horizon Air flights. The exact details on the outage are still unclear. Some passengers were already on their plane waiting for takeoff before finding out the flight had been canceled.
As soon as we sat down, we got an announcement saying, from the pilot saying, folks, there's a bit of a hiccup.
Frustrated travelers stranded for hours.
This was really a roller coaster of a day. We didn't know what was happening 1 minute from the next.
In a statement, Alaska Airlines says, "We deeply apologize to our guests whose travel plans have been disrupted today. We're working to get them to their destinations as quickly as we can." It's the second IT outage impacting Alaska Airlines just this year. They battled a similar issue back in July, and this all played out as we see occasional air travel issues because of the government shutdown. Overnight air traffic controller staffing shortages led to ground stops at New York City's LaGuardia Airport as well as Newark, and Reagan Airport in D.C. had ground delays for the same reason. Now, Alaska Airlines does stress flight safety was never compromised, and while the ground stop is lifted, there are still some disruptions this morning as now they have to get all their planes and their flight crews repositioned. Michael.
Yeah, bring your patience. Right. Thank you so much for that, Trevor. Breaking overnight, President Trump calling off trade talks with Canada. Elizabeth Schulde joins us now with the latest. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Hey, good morning, Michael. This is an abrupt move by President Trump to cut off trade talks with the second biggest trading partner of the U.S. In a post overnight, the president saying all trade negotiations with Canada are hereby terminated, adding it's because of an ad paid for by the Canadian province of Ontario that's running on TV in the U.S. In a series of posts this morning, the president lashed out again, saying that this ad is trying to influence the Supreme Court as it prepares to hear a monumental case on his tariffs next month. This ad features excerpts of a speech by President Ronald Reagan in 1987, where he defends free trade and says that tariffs cause high prices and job losses. The audio in the ad does match the official transcript of Reagan's speech, but the president is calling the ad fake. And the Reagan Presidential Library posted last night that it misrepresents the presidential address, and the government of Ontario did not get permission to use it. There is no response yet from Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, but this relationship is critical. Nearly $3 billion in goods travel between the U.S.-Canada border every single day. Rebecca.
Okay, Elizabeth, thank you. We're going to turn now to new satellite images showing the extent of the demolition at the White House. The entire East Wing there taken down, and Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce is there with more. Good morning, Mary.
Rebecca, good morning. Well, construction here is plowing ahead at a rapid pace. In just a few days, the entire east wing of the White House has now been demolished, as the White House is now facing new questions about whether they're being transparent with the public about this project. This morning, the dramatic images, what was once the east wing of the White House, now a pile of rubble, completely torn down to make way for the president's new ballroom, now expected to cost some $300 million. At the White House, a steady stream of trucks hauling away the remnants to this dump. These satellite images show the stark before and after. This was the White House complex less than a month ago, and here it is today. President Trump had said this wouldn't happen.
It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of.
I asked the White House why they didn't tell the American people when the plan changed. This is the People's House. Why not inform the public of that change and when it was decided that the East Wing would have to be demolished?
Look, again, with any construction project, changes come. If you look at the renderings, it's very clear the East Wing was going to be modernized. Well, again, the plans changed when the president heard counsel from the architects and the construction companies.
The White House still has not submitted plans for the project to the National Capital Planning Commission. And the National Trust for Historic Preservation says they're deeply concerned the planned 90,000 square foot ballroom will overwhelm the White House itself. The president insists the project will be fully paid for by private donations and his own money. But when I pressed him, he wouldn't put a dollar figure on his own donation.
And how much specifically are you donating to it personally?
How much am I donating? I won't be able to tell you until I finish, but I'll donate whatever's needed, I'll tell you that.
And all of this comes as the government shutdown is now entering its 24th day. More than 500,000 federal workers today are missing their first full paycheck. And more than 40 million Americans who rely on federal food assistance could lose those benefits in the coming days, George.
Okay, Mary, thanks. Now to questions about a new presidential pardon. President Trump granted clemency to the billionaire founder of the cryptocurrency exchange Binance, who pleaded guilty to money laundering in 2023 and then made deals that have generated tens of millions of dollars in income for the Trump family. Jay O'Brien is in Washington, D.C. with the details. Good morning, Jay.
Yeah, George, good morning. Yet another controversial pardon from President Trump, but this one in a world where the president and his family have built an expanding business empire, the world of cryptocurrency. This morning, President Donald Trump pardoning cryptocurrency billionaire Changpeng Zhao. The founder of one of the world's largest crypto exchanges, Binance, Zhao pleaded guilty in November 2023 for failing to prevent his firm from being used by international criminals to launder money. Federal prosecutors argued Zhao, quote, violated U.S. law on an unprecedented scale, saying Binance processed millions of dollars of unlawful proceeds. At the time, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen saying the company turned a blind eye, allowing money to flow to terrorists, cybercriminals, and child abusers through its platform. The company also agreed to pay a more than $4 billion fine. But since then, Zhao, released from a 4-month prison sentence last year, has built deep ties with people connected to the Trump family's crypto ventures and heaped public praise on the president.
I think we as an industry is very lucky that the current U.S. president is very pro crypto, and he's very smart.
And the exchange he founded has forged a lucrative partnership with the Trump-connected crypto firm World Liberty Financial, including a $2 billion deal involving the United Arab Emirates that could generate tens of millions for the Trump family and the family of the president's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, all of whom are listed on the firm's website. But the White House this morning insisted Zhao's pardon does not present a conflict of interest. And Trump claiming he doesn't know details of the crypto tycoon's conviction he just forgave.
Today you pardoned the founder of Binance. Can you explain why you chose to pardon him, and did it have anything to do with his involvement in your family's?
Which one was that?
The founder of Binance. He has an involvement in your own family's crypto business.
I believe we're talking about the same person because I do pardon a lot of people. I don't know. He was recommended by a lot of people. A lot of people say that. Are you talking about the crypto person? A lot of people say that he wasn't guilty of anything. He served 4 months in jail, and they say that he was not guilty of anything. That what he did, well, you don't know much about crypto. You know nothing about nothing. You fake news. But let me just tell you that he was somebody that, as I was told, I don't know him. I don't believe I've ever met him. But I've been told by a lot of support. He had a lot of support. And they said that what he did is not even a crime.
All as President Trump has promised to be the most crypto-friendly commander-in-chief in history, rolling back Department of Justice investigations into crypto fraud. The SEC even dropping a lawsuit against a crypto billionaire who purchased tens of millions of the president's meme coin. And Binance, the company Zhao founded, is celebrating his pardon this morning, a company spokesperson calling it, quote, incredible news, and thanking Trump personally. The president has repeatedly denied any conflicts of interest when it comes to his family's crypto ventures, George.
And Jay, President Trump called for New York Attorney General Letitia James to be in court today. She's going to be there.
Yes, she will. New York Attorney General Letitia James, she's going to be arraigned on mortgage fraud charges today. They are brought by a hand-picked U.S. attorney from the president, chosen to prosecute this case and others. She's expected to plead not guilty. Her lawyers have signaled that they're going to ask the judge to throw out this case. Remember, James drew Trump's ire when she spearheaded a successful civil fraud investigation focusing on the president's real estate holdings, George.
Gina O'Brien, thanks, Rebecca.
All right, George, thank you. We're going to turn now to a standoff that could affect the way you watch your favorite shows. Our parent company, Disney, and YouTube TV are at an impasse with their existing distribution agreement set to expire next Thursday at midnight. So what's next for viewers if that happens? We've broken it down for you.
Did you guys hear?
From Abbott Elementary,
Miss Teagues will now have 40 students. I, for one, am excited to see if it will break her.
it won't. It might. To Dancing with the Stars. To College Game Day Saturdays.
Not tonight, sweetheart. That dog is ugly.
Which are having some of their highest audiences on record.
Welcome back to Miami.
To Monday Night Football, your local news, and even us here at GMA and World News Tonight. If you're a YouTube TV subscriber, soon you might not be able to see any of these. With an estimated 10 million subscribers, YouTube TV is by far the biggest internet pay TV service. According to Disney, Google's YouTube is using that market dominance to try to force Disney to undervalue its content. For YouTube, this is the fourth time since August they've had a dispute with a major media company. In August, as the football season was beginning, a standoff with Fox, including Fox Sports and Fox News. In September, NBC and YouTube were at a standstill. Univision is almost a month into a blackout with YouTube, currently not available to YouTube TV consumers. Millions of YouTube subscribers across the country are about to have to find other ways to watch their favorite ABC, ESPN, and a host of other channels owned by the Walt Disney Company.
The good news is consumers have options. Disney has set up a website which lists TV providers in your area.
YouTube telling us, we've been working in good faith to negotiate a deal with Disney that pays them fairly for their content on YouTube TV. Disney saying in a statement, we invest significantly in our content and expect our partners to pay fair rates that recognize that value. If we don't reach a fair deal soon, YouTube TV customers will lose access to ESPN and ABC and all our marquee programming, including the NFL, college football, NBA and NHL seasons, and so much more.
And a reminder, ABC is available free over the air. Michael?
All right, thank you, Rebecca. We're going to go now to the World Series. You're looking at Rogers Center in Toronto. That's where the Dodgers and Blue Jays will face off in Game 1 of the World Series tonight. And Sam, you have a preview. Good morning.
Good morning, Michael. Good morning, everyone. So our friends at KABC are up early this morning, and thank you for that shot right there, all live. So it is LA versus Toronto, the favored versus the underdog. The Dodgers going for their second straight title, while the Blue Jays are playing their first since back-to-back more than 30 years ago. It all starts tonight.
He is there. He's got it. And the ball game is over.
This morning, the World Series showdown about to blast off as the Los Angeles Dodgers.
The Dodgers are going back to the World Series.
And the Toronto Blue Jays.
4-3 Blue Jays in the bottom of the seventh.
Get ready to face off in Game 1.
I understand they're going to throw a lot of punches, but we have to be able to take them and throw them back.
LA trying to become the first team in 25 years to win back-to-back championships, powered by Shohei Ohtani.
Oh my goodness! Shohei Ohtani!
Who hit an incredible 3 home runs, and is he the best player ever? Well, here's 10 strikeouts in the game that sent his team to the World Series. The Dodgers stacked with star power, from Mookie Betts to Freddie Freeman. But the Blue Jays ready to battle, looking for their first championship since 1993.
And for the first time in 32 years, the Blue Jays have won the pennant.
And here, all eyes are on first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who hit 6 homers in the postseason.
He's right to left field. Forget about it.
And look at this moment, a lifetime in the making. Vlad Jr. seen here at just 3 years old with his Hall of Famer dad. Now, 23 years later, he's in the World Series.
If you ask me if I'm ready, I born ready. I born ready. And I want it all for this city.
Fantastic. All right, now, do you remember the rumor almost 2 years ago that Shohei Ohtani was on a plane to Toronto to join the Blue Jays? Well, it turned out he was signing a record-breaking $700 million contract with the Dodgers. But you can't actually say where we are right now. There is a Shohei Ohtani connection to both teams and the World Series.
I'm sure you remember that rumor.
Oh, I remember it. On that morning.